Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D 4X. I usually stream this on weekends. It is a 2D 4X strategy game. I always have to click this thing over here, which makes me slightly distracted. So I'm making this game in Godot C Sharp, the .NET version. I feel like there's only like 5 people who use the C Sharp version, but you know, doesn't matter. So what we have on the list today is a whole bunch of things. We're almost to this thing. I actually think we can take a bunch of these off, but I wanted to check this to make sure that this event log. So basically, every time there's an event that happens in your country, because it's a strategy game, you have like a country. Uh, it prints something over here, and I wanted to make sure that it was sticking to 14, because it should only hold 14 of these. This scroll bar is messed up, and I can't figure out how to. Oh, did I break it? This scroll bar doesn't work here either. Oh, it happened. I said that eventually we're going to get the scroll thing to happen by in between these little things. So you can drag this, but you can't. Shit. I gotta fix that too, I guess. All right, well, added that to the list. I didn't test that. The scroll. So basically, I wanted to make it so that before, when you use the scroll thing, it also scrolled you in and out of here. And so I set up a thing that wouldn't happen, but it just also breaks this thing, which I should have checked before. But we'll add that to my list. Hopefully, we can get to that today. So what we'll do is add this in here. Make scrolling work on event log. This is an open source project. I'm going to convert this to an issue if I ever accomplish anything with it. I'm pretty far into it though. At this point, it'd be a bummer to abandon it. This is the 166th uh, uh, stream of this, and I usually stream for about 3 hours. So however the math goes for that. I don't have any plans to abandon it, but whatever. Here we are. It's a Sunday. I'm half awake. Did I mention that? I woke up. I usually wake up at like 7. I woke up at like 9:30 and just went and got some coffee. Sitting here, trying to warm up my brain. But anyway, so this is the problem. It's supposed to, if this is above, this is greater, if the count is greater than max lines, it's supposed to delete one of these. It's supposed to delete the 0. And it's not. Because what I can do is I can check in the remote here, and I can see that there's many, many more. Like this one still exists. This is like the original one. See, there's many, many more than 13 or than 14. And I don't know why. I don't know why that is doing that. I had a theory just now that it's not. It's happening. So it's happening. It deletes this one at the end of the frame, I think. Let's look. Yeah, it deletes it at the end of the current frame. And so what I was thinking might be happening is that multiple of these are happening on the same frame. So if we put this just to free, I wonder, what does free do? I think free happens immediately. Let's try that and see. The other idea is we could subtract the number, 13, whatever. We can do a little bit of math. Win, how's it going? I was gonna post on my Discord. Like I looked again about how to fix this that scroll thing being at the bottom. Joker has a Discord now. Maybe I'll post on his Discord. See if anyone knows. Most of the people. No, I guess that's not true. Like half of his people are C# people. We need to make this start doing something though. I don't feel like this should take that long. I always say that, and it takes forever. And then we'll get to their fun stuff after this. Now we just gotta sit here like a bunch of assholes until this is done. Until we get 13, more than 13. I bet you it's that. I bet you that's the issue. is that it's more than one of these gets created in a frame, because it would, like that big blast of them right there, would all happen in at the same time. Basically, the same frame, that would all happen. And I remember I used to use free all the time because I had issues with weird shit happening with Q free, but then I dawned on, or somebody in chat actually. My weekend's actually been pretty good. I like the. I wish I could do 3-day weekends every weekend, but you know you gotta slave away to the man. The man's gotta control you. All right, we're gonna get another blast of stuff here. Oh, it's working. The thing is, it's working. Okay, so it's the reason why this isn't gone up anymore is because it's actually working. So it was the Q free was the problem. There was multiple coming in that day. So 13 isn't enough. We need more than 13. If we just did 13, we would never have to mess with this scroll bar. So let's stop this. The more issues I have, the more I learn about Godot. This was written by ChatGPT. I wrote this event log thing very long time ago and used ChatGPT to help me. This has to be free, not Q free, because multiple events are sometimes created in a frame. All right, I'm just trying to put more notes on everything. I just want the whole thing to be comments. That's my goal here. All right, so let's put this at like 50. That's going to take a really long time to test. Let's put this at 20. Yeah, I feel like I really lucked out with my job. My friend helped me get it. I mean, he basically hired me, and I've been working there now for like 10 or 11 years, and COVID allowed me to work from home, and then they just said, well, there's really no point in you coming into the office. After COVID was done. I mean, I guess it's done. And so, I wake up at 7:10, go get coffee, sometimes play a game, like a video game for 10, 15 minutes, and then log in all my work stuff and just sit on my ass. You know? It's great. So I was thinking just now when I put in that 20, so this works, I think. We'll double check. But when I put in 20 here, I was thinking, how far would you want to be able to scroll back? Oh, you can't read this one though. It's just a tease. See that one went to the bottom. So it works sometimes. Oh yeah, the scroll is I broke the scroll. We'll fix it. I wonder if we should make these clickable at some point. Okay, so that works now, I think. Again, we'll double check here. We can stop this from running though. Oh, no we can't. No, we can't stop this from running. Yeah, it's so different. I've worked for like Kinko's, FedEx office for 10 years before this. And it's different working for a corporation compared to working for like a mom and pop, a family owned place. It's so different. Corporations are the worst to work for. And I remember like my friends who have worked at family owned businesses would tell me these stories that I would just like in disbelief. you know, like just crazy stories about how like they were, whatever. I'm just making shit up here, but like slightly sick and they got to go home like in a corporation, they just fucking whip you. Okay, we need to pause this. Yeah. Let's let it go actually one more to the 20th. The 20th day here. And it was strange to me too because like when I started, there would not be policies for stuff. I mean, they're still adding policies, but something would happen, and in a corporation, man, they have a policy for fucking everything. All right, so at 58, well, there's this extra one, so that is 20. I'm gonna let it go a little bit more. Uh, so what I mean when I say policies about everything was that, like, what's the policy on if someone cusses at their manager? Like that, there would be no policy for that, so they'd have to write a policy, uh, which obviously isn't allowed. Okay, so like there was a big jump there. But a corporation, they've been around and they've used all of their other corporate power to have a policy for everything. If your shoes are untied at a corporation, they got a policy on what happens there. This seems to be working. 73, 74. Yeah, like this might be 19, but I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's greater than, so it should be like 21. This is good. This is all we wanted to check. This is good enough. We're gonna close this thing because we're done with that. Now this new thing that this is gonna be under player controls. Oh, here's a good example. Like they had a dress code that was pretty relaxed at my job, and people were abusing it. That was just kind of like business casual, be business casual, but there was no definition of what that is. At a corporation, man, they're going to have a policy that specifically hits every piece of clothing. And so they're rewriting the dress code at my work because that wasn't enough information. I don't think I have player controls open up here, so we shall open it. And we need to go to no casual Fridays. It was all it was all very casual. Maybe they might have casual Fridays. I don't know. When I worked at Kinko's, we revolted, and on Fridays we had like dress up Fridays. We would dress really nice, but not in uniform. And it went on for a really long time because the manager didn't work on Fridays, of course, like the store manager. So we'd dress. So when you work if you've ever been into a FedEx office, this is like I think they're only in the United States, but basically it's a copy shop and they give you like this uniform, and they only it's like after a couple of years the uniform's like just this torn up piece of shit, and it's all filthy. You've watched it so many times, it's all faded and shit, and so we just kind of decided one day that everyone should dress up on Fridays and dress as nice as possible. So I used to wear like a tie and a suit and look like I was going to meet a presidential candidate or something. Maybe that's not a good example. Uh, Going to the Oscars, there we go. And it went on for months and months and months. And then, like, there was a surprise store inspection, and the district manager showed up. He was so pissed, but they couldn't actually get in. So this is back to the having a policy for everything. They didn't actually have a policy for if you dressed better. So they had it in there. Like, we were definitely in trouble for being not in our uniforms, but we were not in trouble for like dressing down. They didn't really know what to do except tell us that we couldn't do that anymore. Um, so what is this doing down here? I put this thing in. We need to find zoom. Oh, right, there was another section. It's under camera controls. For some dumb reason, I have two different control things. Okay, so the problem is we need this to not be here. This needs to be, because this was disabling this completely. We need to say if I got a capital I in here. So if this is true, and then we'll just do the same thing. Guess I only got part of it there. And then this can go away. I did that the longest possible way. So I think this will actually do what we want it to do, which is we don't want it to, we don't want, if this is false, we don't want the zoom in and zoom out thing. We need this still to work because otherwise the scroll thing won't work. So let's go over here. Is that a thing in Europe? Casual Fridays? I know that's a thing in the United States. For some reason I have a text message. It seems strange. Oh, it's spam. We're getting so much spam. So much spam text messages. And phone calls. Luckily, you know, everyone's phone filters that shit. It blows my mind that how spam phone calls has ruined phones. Like phones are fucking useless. No one answers their phone anymore because it's all just fucking junk. Okay, that didn't work. My scroll thing doesn't. So when we go inside the event log here, is it on here? No, I had to put it on each little log. Each one of these things, it had to have it on it. Adjust click through. Enable, adjust zoom. I wonder if these things are considered like on top of their children, though. What their children would be. I wonder if we have to like pass them through. I don't know if this is gonna work. The scroll bar might be just a big giant pain in my ass. I wonder how they. No, they do have a scroll bar. I was trying to compare it to other games. We probably don't need this running in the background. Put on 0. This is actually kind of. I was fucking around with this in the other thing, and now it's like kind of like hard to tell what this is going on. It's not like that end of the world. Where the fuck was this thing? Camera and something. Camera controls. Oh no, it wasn't here. It was, you know, can we still zoom in and out here? We can, and it doesn't work there. So that's what we want for part of it, at least. And then for player controls, oh, I think I'm probably, this is set to probably ignore. I think this probably needs set to pass, possibly. Can we test this? Oh yeah, that's what it is. That needed to be set to pass. Let's run it again, though, just to make sure. Wait patiently. A lot of patience in IT stuff. All right, here we go. Back to the not answering the phone thing. It's funny because my older coworkers who are like basically just if they're slightly older than me, they always answer their phone even if uh-oh. See, that thing happened. Okay, so how that happened was when we scrolled. No, I don't know. It seems to be very. Sometimes, like I said, you're gonna hit this thing. This happens in Victoria 3, so like a AAA developer still has this issue. See, it starts going down after a while. So that thing starts to work. I don't know. That's so strange. If we get some more, this will. So one of the things we fucked with yesterday was to make this always at the bottom. So so it starts to work. Huh. Well, we're gonna do a beautification at some point, but that's all we needed to fix. Maybe the thing of focus. Oh, I had that flash through my mind briefly, then I totally forgot. Thank you. There was a focus thing. I mean, it might be. It says none. What is this focus past scroll events? That's like a rhetorical question. When enabled, scroll wheel events processed by will be passed to the parent control, even if. No. There is no focus mode, thankfully. I hate the focus mode. I don't know why it's defaulted to on. I don't know. When the beautification will make it better at some point. We'll close this thing. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. Now I understand why why you run into these bugs in indie games and in AAA games, I guess, that they never address. They're just like, how many hours do we want to put into this? The Victoria 3 one kind of blows my mind, though. When you take over a county, all the county improvements need to be updated. So this we did yesterday, and this should be working, but we never tested it. It's going to be kind of a pain to test. We got to win a war. And there is a way. I have in one of these somewhere. I can't remember what it's called, though. Battle control, maybe? In here, there should be a commented out thing. It's right here. If we uncomment that, I should make a bool somewhere that just turns that on and off. We should always win all of the battles so we can test it better here. So this we already did, but let's just make sure. So the idea is that now all of our county improvements, I forgot I checked that thing and checked it to show these three yesterday, and I was about to say, fuck, it's broken, but no. So these all should have the same ones over here, but this one, we want to make sure that it matches once we've captured it. So we're going to spawn this guy. We're going to go in here. We're going to make him an army leader, Margaret. Then Margaret, we're going to declare war and move slowly over there, Margaret. And we can, we'll always win now. Then we'll just check the county thing. Speed this up a little bit. We don't need to be here all day. And it looked like Margaret won, and whoever this person was, that's nice. Thank you, tooltip. Then we go to county. So that worked, and it actually worked better than I thought. I guess I didn't. It's working how it should, which is that the AI built that Fisher's shack, and there's people working there. Let's check their stuff here. And yeah, they're all working there. So the one thing, I don't think we have it so that you can turn off. Yeah, you can't unspawn heroes yet. And the idea is that once the person's unspawned, they're missing from this list is the problem. Margaret Henderson isn't here. I think they're in a visiting section or an army section because they're an army. But let's double check that this works how I think it does because it may have changed. But that worked great. That was exactly what we wanted. So we can mark that off the list, I guess, while we wait here. And the computer built a Fisher shack, and that's fine. And so when I spawn this person, Todd Barnes, he's still there. Recruit leader. So he's gone from there. It's wrong though, is the population 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. The population is adding him in. And that was like a question I had for myself. Like, should we do that? And I don't think we should, honestly. Now that I see it like this, I don't think we want it that way. Because it's kind of confusing. Huh, that's gonna be a thing. Let's go and add this in as a note. We don't need to fuck with it right now. But under like heroes or something. I'm just making sure that it isn't already on there. If you right click on a county, the hero's token is hidden. Is that a thing? Oh, look, it jumped. It did a little jump because it's moving. It's about to move. It was going to move. How strange. That doesn't happen, but that's a well, look at that. Make sure the human disable pathfinding. I don't know what I would have called it, so I'm just kind of like glancing here to see if we already have it in here. We don't. I don't see anything in there. So we need to have should the hero show in the county population. I am now thinking no. And we'll put this not as an issue because it's a thought, but we'll put it up at the top so that next time we get to heroes, we will have something to think about. So we can go back to over here. Move the population constructing county improvements above working. All right, so the idea here is that when we were testing stuff yesterday, we couldn't even test some of this stuff because currently everybody goes to work, and then if there's any people left over from working, they do construction. But the problem is that if everyone's working, they'll never do the construction. So this is going to be under county, then let's see, check for healing. This is the end of day. It should be on the start of day. Check for preferred work, check for any work. We need to put this, and there's a note in here too. We're going to put this up here. We don't want that crap. Can we just KD this shit? No. We're going to change how this is. This just gets a list of all of them. All right, so now this might break something is why I want to test this, but I think that's all we should have to do. We will see here. It's trash day for me, and I just found out that New York didn't used to have like receptacles. You just threw your trash out on the street, like in a plastic bag, which was it's very strange to me. So what we're gonna do here is we need to actually construct some stuff. Let's do a researchers thing. Let's do a fisher shed. That's kind of interesting. The under construction list isn't alphabetized. I'm gonna kick this down the road because I really want to push to main today. Under construction list isn't alphabetized. It will tell me how to spell this, I hope. There we go. What's your problem here? All right. We'll put this at the top of county improvements. All right. There's a few things for the next round, and when we get to this, we'll go through this and see what items we need to bump up. What were we testing? We were testing that this stuff is getting built first, so we actually need more. We need more. So we'll kick this. Well, we can check to make sure these people are building. This person's building. Everybody's building, which is what we want. We can look at our county improvements. So we got 4 builders and 5 buildings. There's a person who was idle in there. We have finished 2 items. So now we have 5 builders, 1 and 3. We haven't gotten any bugs. This is what we want it to do. So I'm curious. Oh, these people all went to build the top of the list. So that's going to be a thing at some point too. We're going to want to change. It currently just goes through the list, and whoever is at the top, it tries them first. It tries some other stuff too, but it probably should do like a random check in the list, which it probably wouldn't be that hard. I think I have a yeah, and everyone's working, but this is the most because we only have 9 people. Let's make a note. That's going to be under population AI as well, and I think I have this in here somewhere. Scavenging, visiting, change the random happiness, have each person generate background. This is like a thought. I don't know if we want to do this. Job loyalty, when hunting skill is added, needs someone who's court so that the improvements on it and also improve combat work accidents or overtime. Water needs. Everyone has been whoever has been starving the longest should eat the leftover food first. Heal visiting heroes and armies as long as they aren't starving. We have 2 loyalty checks. When a population activity changes, it should automatically remove itself from the county improvement list. It also set its county improvement null. This will be done with a switch. I think we did this. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to say if we run into this as to this later and need to refactor, we will. Like that type of note isn't that useful. All right, so I don't have it in here. Now I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah, randomly assign jobs. Randomly assign jobs so to let's rewrite this. Assign jobs randomly to the population instead of just going down the list. This way, the top people won't always be doing all the work. All right, we'll put this in here. If I kick things down the road too, my hope is that I'll be a better programmer by the time I get to them. And then I can rewrite it when I'm rewriting stuff. All right, we just did that. So that thing's done. Make a method that checks if the faction data is the player instead of, okay, that's something we can just do. All right, so we're actually almost to here. This is gonna go to here. We have one last thing to do. Then we can export. We can export and then push to main. Merge to main. So we're almost here. We might do it today. So this last thing is we want to make the AI research shit, and the plan is to kind of have personalities for the AI, for their leaders. And there's a couple of different ways I've thought about doing how to do that, and I think the best way is with this thing that I don't know what it's called. I think it's called dependency injection, but I don't. Yes, I'm almost positive it's dependency injection. So basically, you have like a class. We're not going to do this right now, but you have a class. Whatever, we're calling it end of day, but I don't have a good example. Hey, Lord Mac, how's it going? Good to see you. Um, so basically, there's going to be like dependency. We'll have these things that will be like these different personalities, like builder, researcher, whatever, warlord, and we'll assign that to in the faction in the like the population, the county population will have some sort of thing, and you assign that actual method to it. And I think that's the way we want to do it. But I'm not going to do it that way right now. Right now, I'm just going to, I think I'm going to do, well, let's look at how this currently works. I think it doesn't do jack shit. Okay, so this is what it currently does. The original idea with these AI things that have AI at the end was for this is for like the computer AI to this is them doing their faction stuff, their county stuff, and their population stuff. But it's kind of changed its original purpose. But this is the thing that was originally what we were gonna do. Let's look. Let's plan it ahead a little bit here. What do I have next on here? County improvements. This is the list of what we're doing supposedly. So we need before we write that, I want to have two things that the computer can do, right? Well, I guess it could declare war, but it'd be very annoying to test if you're every time I hit start, the fucking computer declared war on you. So we don't want to do that yet. Um, the computer can do two things with its heroes right now. It can have it research or declare war. We're not going to do the declare war thing. We're going to do the research, and that's what this code is, but it's currently just hard coded. It's gonna just the computer's gonna have it research here, which is dumb. Uh, so we'll write like some basic logic, very basic. We might even just be like randomly pick, and if it's not research that for now. We just want it to be doing something in the background for now. But let's pre-plan this out, kind of like when we're going to get back to this. So when we have two things, I want to write that dependency injection thing because I think that will it will have a good basis of stuff. I mean, we could even skip this. Maybe we could just kick this down the road. I've only been streaming for 37 minutes, so we won't do that because I haven't thought ahead at all after that. But let's go through this. County improvements we've worked on a ton lately. I think we can put that at the bottom. Yeah, I don't think we need to work on this right now. It's gonna go all the way down here. Look how much shit is here. So we'll put that at the very bottom. We were working on research, and that's what kind of caused all this to happen. And now research kind of causes everything to sort of happen. And I know what I want to do for the next research thing, but maybe we should put knock out some of these like kind of crappier things. When I say crappier, they're like less fun. Um, I wish you could link these with like if I clicked on this, it would link to the thing. I guess I could copy. I guess there's no way I was trying to see if there was a way to get a link to this. Doesn't look like it. Um, so research is probably what's next. Add next research item because there could be a next different research item. What the fuck am I talking about there? Oh. um, uh, Some county improvements need to generate faction level resources. I think we have that. We need to break the research list into tiers. And the console it says name research is null every time you click on a county primitive scouting equipment. So this is the next thing we want to add to the research queue because it has a bunch of different things going on. It's gonna need uh, it's gonna produce like a finished product that you can add to your, which will give a bonus to your scouting leader. So the next research item that we want to have is this thing, and that's going to make a massive change where when we're looking at a hero, it's basically the heroes are going to have an inventory. Uh, so there's two things we're going to be adding to heroes pretty soon, which is an inventory and um, like followers. I'm calling them henchmen, something like that. Army people. But you know what? It just dawned on me. Let's make sure that this shit's ready to go. What am I clicking around on here? Let's make sure that this AI thing is working the way we want, and we'll just have a quick check for that. I was gonna put in. Do I have a faction AI thing? There's a county. There it is. We need to bring this up though, because we do need to start. It's not gonna be at the top, but it's gonna be heroes. I think actually might be. Something like this. I keep moving stuff around and just keeping like pushing camera and player controls down. But I think this actually might be the order because we need to have the thing. We need to have the finished product available before we can add it to the heroes. Yeah, I think that's going to be the right order. But let's fix this faction and then yeah, faction AI we're going to work on. Actually, we're not going to do the faction AI will be like this. It should be like this. So the heroes will then, because we're going to add in the exploration part for the heroes when we do that. So then we'll have the computer can do research, faction or research, exploration, and then after that we'll do war too. So these will kind of go hand in hand. But right now we want it to research some shit. Well, let's check one last thing here. Where's faction AI? I usually move them over, kind of. Here's heroes. It won't go over here. Can I move it with the arrows? Can I move it? Um, can I move it with? Nope. Can we go like this and then drag this? And then we're going to put these in order of what I'm doing here. Looks like research needs to go over here. Research got way pushed over. That's crazy. Uh, a little sliver of heroes. Is this research? No, what research is right here? Research, heroes, faction AI. War is, the fun stuff. Currently, war does jack shit. Well, I mean, it works, but it's not at all. We want people to die. Nobody can die in our wars. At the beginning, it's going to be most of the stuff's going to be your guys run away before they die. I need to bring this with us too. The ideas here. This is not very effective because, like, if I move this and then this, we're just like barely moving stuff. So I guess I should do one at a time. Research ideas. Maybe we didn't need to move that with us, but heroes, faction AI. I wish you could click on here. I don't know who's in charge of updating this Trello-esque thing here. Then we got that, and then we need wars. Okay, so that's all organized. Change faction AI to public class. I wonder why I wanted to do that. Oh, that's in preparation huh, for the idea that I had. Check for county improvements with both minimum of resource and how much the faction produces. Have AI factions figure out how much storage they need. Have the faction AI able to respond to story events. Factions need to be able to move tokens. That's part of the war thing. Uh, we're also this is all we should probably look at all of these things in the next round. But I don't know if this is a real thing. Is this a real thing? This is just an idea, right? Got to comment on my own things. Uh, then we're also going to have, we need them to have the big one. Make the leader of the faction have a personality such as builder, researcher, whatever. What's a better word for warlord? Like attacker, aggressor, 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 and use dependency injection to make that happen. I think it is dependency injection. Okay. This is gonna be like the big thing when we get to this faction AI part. But we'll fix this. I don't know why we're doing this right now. um, uh, it's kind of dumb to do this right now because it doesn't have any. I'm surprised we haven't gotten more bugs with this, honestly. So we'll just do this. So for each one of these, then we'll put another for each in here. For each faction data, faction data. Oh no, we already know in here. For each research item. Originally, I think I had originally I wanted to make this much more robust, but I don't think it's kind of unimportant right now. And then I was thinking originally, I was like, oh, we'll make this part really robust, and then when we get to the next thing where they can explore, we'll make that and we'll just add it together. But I don't think it's going to be very useful if they don't have two things they can test with, if you know what I mean. Like if there's only one thing, how are we going to really tell if this is working very well? But I guess we could have like a builder type person, but the heroes don't help. The heroes don't help build. So maybe that's something else we need to think about. I mean, it's already in here. Exploration's the big one. We want to have disable spawn button when a hero has been spawned. When you click, we have to make them unspawn a hero too. Unspawn a hero. Tooltip. Yeah, so these two are the same thing. Sort of. Add a morale bar to the army tokens. It shouldn't cost any influence to convert an aid to, or it should maybe, there's like a lot of things. We're going to go through this whole list, I think, what we'll do. But I needed to make sure I was getting sidetracked with these more, but this should be at the bottom. Disable spawn button. Did I just add? No, that was a different thing. Pathfinding. What's the problem? Oh, I know what the problem with the pathfinding is. That's like half done. I started doing that. And I was like, why am I doing this right now? If a hero is in transit, it needs to calculate if the next day's activity is moving or idle. Really? Check for research. Building improvements will be done to set the player to idle. And just, yo, this is already done. This is done. But we will go through all of those. What the fuck was I gonna add to this? I was going to, if you right click twice on a county, this doesn't do that anymore, but it has some other problem. I guess I'll put a note in there since we did just test that 5 seconds ago. This doesn't do that anymore, but it does have some other issue. Yeah, this is all in this is public in GitHub. It's okay. Trello I think works a little bit better. You know, that's what they're trying to do. Um, but I don't think I think Trello. I rather not. I just rather keep it all in one spot. So what was I gonna add to this? It was I don't remember. We'll come back to it. Hero inventory. Hero inventory. I don't know if that's already in there. And then we need a hero henchman army. Those are the two huge things. This is going to be... I want to be able to drag and drop shit in there, and I don't even know how that's going to work. I'm going to have to do a tutorial on that. No, it wasn't you. It's my brain. It's my poor broken brain. I mean, I guess it's poor. All right, we have a shit ton of stuff. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Do we want to make it so that the hero can work with the population? I thought that was already in here, but I guess not. Do we want the hero to be able to work with the population, the population? I think yes. I think it's going to be a pain to, this should be like a top thing. I think it's going to be a pain to fuck with, and we're going to have to make, it's going to be strange to make that all work, but I think it's important to make that work. I keep flip-flopping though. That's something I've said. I'll leave this at the top. I've been like, yes, we're definitely doing that. And then I've been like, no, we're not doing that. The idea being that, you know, what we could do, I'm going to put a note in here. We could have it so that if the hero is idle, they automatically, if the hero's idle and the faction has a certain policy set, then the hero will work on their interest / whatever. We can update that. And that just reminded me, we still haven't gotten to the faction. I guess we don't need to get to that yet. There should be, so we're going to have a policy page, like basically another one of these, that there'll be like a tab for your faction or something that you can look at your policies. But we haven't actually gotten to the research where there is any policies. So, all right, back to this thing. A lot of talking for no whatever. In faction data, I think it's called like all research. Is it just called research items? I don't have any notes on this. Let's look at this. Exactly. There's not enough. There's no policy. There's nothing that we haven't coded anything, and that's also going to be part of, you know, research. Is when we add in like a research that has a policy. It all goes back to the research. Then we'll have policies that you can check. But what is this thing doing? Research items. Yeah, so what we need to do here is for each if. So it's going to go through each person in the all heroes list. If the research item data is done, or how did we done? Check if this, we're going to do this, equals false. So it's going to go down this list. Do we want to do it random? Does it really matter at this point? It doesn't really matter at this point. It will go down the list, and if it's false, then we just assign this to here. We go like that. Oh, but we need to check if this is false. If county population activity is not equal to idle, return else. Hey, you know what? What is going on down here? Oh, that's this. We don't need this anymore. We can do this. Hey, Faction AI already is a public class. Yeah, I want to have like a pretty robust policy system, which would be just like your government policy. Man, I have so many ideas. I found some game online called Aurora 4X. They've been working on it for like 20 years. And it's a 4X space game. And it's just spreadsheets. Just spreadsheets of stuff. And I only ran it for like 5 seconds. And did you tell me about it? I don't know where I saw it then. I mean, I immediately forgot about it. Oh, did I delete it already? I think I was gonna run it real quick. Um, yeah, YouTube suggested, I must have immediately forgot about it, and YouTube suggested a video, a 7-hour video about it. I'm updating all my Star Sector mods. Not, I didn't make them. I'm just updating my mod list. So I have a bunch of Star Sector mods in here. I guess I deleted it. Um, yeah, it was too much for me. I ran it for 15 minutes or something. I need to watch a video. I was seeing if it was still on here because I was going to run it and so that people could see what I was talking about. But I guess I deleted it. No, I didn't. It made me put it in some weird. The updates were strange. It's got some bugs. So this is it. Like this game is fucking crazy. Uh, there's Soul. Heard of that place? Yeah, it's so intense. Like look at all this shit. But the reason I was bringing it up, like, was because what does this button do? Oh my God, it's that one guy from Babylon 5. The Terran Federation. Like, there's so much going on in this game. Like, you can design. So there was some comment that was like, I spent 3 hours designing my first ship and I had never done a turn yet or something like that. So there's ship design. There's all this crazy shit going on in here. But they've been working on it for 20 years. Yes, and it kind of made me think about the monumental task that I've assigned myself and the amount of work I'm in for forever. So what does that have to do with anything? I just basically that this could take years. Because I assume after 20 years, they're very good programmers. So, a lot of times I'm like, oh, those developers must be lazy or whatever. Everyone can't be lazy. My excuse of like what, or my reasoning, um, they can't always be lazy. All right, so let's double check this logic here. This is very primitive. It just goes down the list of idle uh, heroes and assigns the first research that isn't done to them. All right. Is this really a lowercase one, though? I feel like that should be uppercase, but if I did it right, it wouldn't allow me to assign that. Yeah, it's lowercase. I think I got rid of the getter setter because of that one problem that all right, so let's see. Let's do this. Do we know the faction? We do. Yeah, it's a it's a monumental task. And like I do hope at one point that people will help out, but I don't. The thing is, I don't have any money to pay them, so I don't feel like people should volunteer their time for some wingnut making a 4X strategy game. Faction name, hero, county population, first name, uh, has started, no, has been assigned. We want a space here though. Uh, period. So the hope that we're gonna see here is that these will start getting assigned. Assign research. Let's make sure that that's in. This is gonna be a faction level. So that should happen at the start of day. And there it is. And I had another little test thing in here. So that the faction level we currently only have, that's it. And this goes through each of these. I do have it running. Basically each one of the things in here. So let's run that and see what happens. 20 years, I'd be like 70. By that time, though, hopefully AI would just write everything, right? All right, what is your problem? Handle is not initialized. Is that the one that I always get? I think it is. That we just ignore. Not always get, but occasionally get. Yeah, and I've been part of other projects where it was like all volunteer, and the thing is that it was like very difficult to fire people and also very difficult to get people to contribute. People who were very eager to contribute actually didn't contribute much. And then the people that you didn't want to contribute did, but then you had to keep them around because they were the only people that would contribute. So that's back to the pay thing. If you pay someone, you can fire them, and they also have to do stuff. I mean, they don't have to, but so let's see here. We're looking for, it should say like faction AI Faction 1's hero, Eugene, has been assigned to basic storage. AI Faction 2's hero, Joan, has been assigned to basic storage. Basic storage, basic storage. And that's right. So let's change something, though, on this list. We can... oh, yeah, I've definitely gotten very many meaningful comments from chat. I was actually kind of joking to myself if I was to describe what I'm doing to someone who didn't know what streaming was. Like, what do you what do you stream on on your weekends? You stream something like what is it? I would, and if I said, oh, I stream video game creation with this game engine and C sharp programming language, I would think they would assume that I was teaching people, but in reality, Chad is teaching me. And then trying to explain that, be like, oh yeah, no, 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 these random strangers post comments and then like they're helping me learn. I don't think that would make sense to 90% of the people. They'd be like, what? What are they like teachers? Are you posting in like a C sharp forum? You know, I think it would be very confusing to the average person. What the fuck was I doing? Okay, here we go. We got to go to our research here, and we got to turn off like this one, and we got to turn off. I'm just gonna turn them all off because I don't think I've ever done that. And then we'll rerun this, and this should happen pretty much instantaneously at 1 a.m. Oh shit, it's been an hour. At 1 a.m., this will run. Maybe this isn't that one we get all the time. Handle not initialized. Where is this happening? Because usually it doesn't happen every time I run it. I don't think it is. I think it is, and we just happen to get unlucky there. So we have to unpause it till 1 a.m. here. Um, AI faction hero Robin has assigned basic storage. Has been assigned. Oh. This is not written right. This is broken. This is after this has been assigned, we want to return or break. We want to do something. We want to get out of there after they've been assigned. We just get the fuck out of there. Uh, it's possible, you know, when the big Unity thing, when I swapped from Unity to here, I think there was a lot more people interested in Godot, and I think that's kind of died off. The people who like, there people are still interested, but I think that the people who were having their first like their Godot needs to be in the news again or something. Uh, yeah, I don't really dislike advertising, but it's like everything I read about streaming and stuff is that you got to advertise yourself. I just fucking hate advertising so much. So it's like I'm my worst the biggest problem for me expanding my streaming is me. You know what I mean? Like uh there was I read another thing where it was like people were saying like find a streamer you like and hang out in their chat in their Discord and then um eventually they'll make you a mod and then they'll do shout outs to you and I was like, I don't want to pretend to be someone's fucking friend. You know what I mean? And yes, advertising is a fucking cancer. All right, I'm going to take a quick break though. Let me put in or stop my music and put them on my break timer, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes if I can click this button. There we go. All right, I'm back. I'm assuming you're, Lord Mac, you're replying to the thing about, yeah, become their friends or whatever. I mean, I assume you're supposed to really like them, but even then, it's still it seems scummy to me too. And also, it seems, I don't know, weird. It seems weird. Does this return or break? So it's going to break out. I think, what does return do? I think this is wrong. I think we want to break. It won't tell me what that does, because it's like, you got to know what this shit is already, man. And I do this all the time. Return, continue, break. We want to break, I think, actually. Break. The closest. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. It is return. Terminates execution of the function. That is what we want. Okay. So let's run this till 1 a.m. Then we'll check the log files here. Hero Howard has been assigned to basic production. Margaret. Um, yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Like if it somehow happened organically, it would make sense. Like if whatever, like I should be rating people as well to make friends, because that's not that, whatever. That has a benefit to the viewers too. But I feel weird rating people. I shouldn't, because it's an okay thing to do. But if you like rated each other back and forth, then that would be like fine in my moral compass. I don't know if it's a moral compass or what the fuck it is. Some weird stubbornness. But yeah, going into their Discord and commenting a lot just to get them to talk about your stream is weird to me. But it, like, I don't know, if you ran into him in a bar. I was getting coffee once, and there was a person in front of me who announced loudly that they were a streamer, and the person who worked there was like, "Oh, that guy streams too," and that person did not have any interest in talking to me. I didn't want to like, I wasn't in the mood to like, "Oh yeah, man, let's talk about streaming," but it was a weird, like it could happen. Um, Anyways, this works, so that's what we're gonna do for now. We're gonna go back to here. And let's check my faction thing, though. Did I put a good enough? This is done. We already did this. Uh, Go away. Um, I kind of feel like moving this. So what we'll do is we're gonna move this, but we're gonna put this. I'm gonna change this. I guess I could just close this. Let's close this one and just write a new one. And that way we've accomplished something, right? Okay. What we're gonna do is, so underneath this one, we need to put in what this does. So this should be like, uh, so if the faction AI is a builder, for example, it would build first, have heroes research buildings over research items, and uh, that's it right now. We would build first and have research there, right? So that way I can remember what the fuck I'm talking about when we come back to this, because I've already ran into one where I can't remember what I was talking about. Uh, and how was I doing this? This is wrong. Let's edit this. I've been kind of keeping these. I've changed how I do this, and I just want it consistent when I see it. All right. So there we go. I didn't check on. Okay, good. Well, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting comments on YouTube. I didn't even check. I mean, it's not good that I'm not getting comments on there, but all right. So now this population AI can go down here somewhere. We'll put it at the very bottom. There's another whole thing called factions. Is that for real? I just scrolled past it somewhere. Let's combine them if it is. And then we're going to export the game, and because I don't think we have anything else going on here. And I've been wanting to do this. I feel less factions. There is one. What's in there? I feel less excited now that I'm at the point of I've been wanting this forever. Random faction generations. Just type name. We're going to have different or more random ways of generating starting researches. Get rid of faction data array and globals and just use the faction parent. Oh yeah. So this should be its own thing. This is kind of, there's faction AI and then there's factions. Let's move this over. Sometimes you can bump this against the edge and it will let you move it, but not today for some reason. So I gotta do this the tedious way. It'd be nice if it had to like move to the left or move to the right button. Okay, so we should probably put this like here. We could put this here to make these a little bit better. Let's edit this. None of these are that intense, but it would be nice to have these things, and we do need to get rid of that thing. So let's put this, let's move this factions up here. And then we're gonna need a factions console item at some point. Let's edit this thing. And then let's put this in here. Did I say console item? No, I meant like a control. A faction control. How did I do next round? No, it's not gonna be over there. Okay, it's 3. Next round. Stick that at the bottom. And we're gonna need add a faction panel for the player. This would have other information. Maybe it would also, we can have it have some information about that, the faction that you've clicked on. I don't know how we would do that. I really despise the way that Victoria 3 does it. I don't know why I hate it so much, but a lot of times you gotta click on multiple things to get to the where you want to look at your enemy faction. There's a lot of clicking, so we're not at that point where that matters that much, but we do need, I'm going to put in some notes in here. I'm using like, because I played Victoria 3 the most recently. Whoops, I don't want to edit that. I want to edit this. This would be information and possibly a pop or another panel with the factions, with the faction policies. All right. The player should be able to look at enemy. They're not always going to be enemy. Other faction info, but with it somewhat limited unless they have a spy diplomat there. Diplomat? That seems wrong. Okay. So, what are we on here? We need to export this. Fingers crossed. Is that what we need to do? Yeah, I'm surprised that this is... I mean, I knew, I had a feeling today was the day. Okay, what is this? No export template found at this. Oh, right, because we got to add a new... No, it's not that. We got to remove this one. trash can U. We got to get templates, which I forget how to do. It's been that long. We need to go to here. We have some old ones, but we're going to have a new one. Negotiator. Well, they're going to be diplomats. They're going to be like, and I think we've talked about this. I'm almost positive we've talked about this before. That your diplomats are basically your spies. Because I don't want to have it like a guy lurking around in the dark, like in a black suit, like a ninja. I don't want to have ninjas. Well, you could, but I want it to be more like you compromise the people and you get more information by bribing and finding. And that was the compromat thing. What's going on, last 99%? Okay, so we have that. We can go to export. This is here. I'm assuming it's going to remember my last settings. It's going to compiled 2D4X. That's not at all. I like autopiloted myself to. We want to go to here. There should be a compiled. No, wait, it's one above. And 2D4X. Oh, yeah, I did like a Linux text one day 5 months ago. It's been 3 months. Ambassador. Yeah, what was I? It's another Victoria thing. Victoria 3 thing. Like I would see these notifications. There's like, um, I think I need to copy something into there, and I just deleted it. I think, yeah, it's got to be this maps. This maps thing has to be in here because it's loading them from disk. Let's do this. Let's do this. Anyways, they were saying that like there was some notification about embassies, and I was like, yeah, Victoria 3 has embassies? But yeah, there probably should be. I always think about that guy. So there was in Japan, somebody, I don't remember who it was like the UK or the United States, sent a diplomat or an ambassador to Japan, and the Japan was like, yeah, dude, you can stay here, and they like housed him in like a swamp and gave him like shitty food because what their idea was that they didn't have the military might to stop them from having an ambassador, but they just made it as shitty as possible, hoping the guy would leave and be like, no, we don't, I don't want, I don't want, we don't need to um, be a part of that. And it didn't work, and they actually like learned respect for the guy because the guy just kept up with it. I kind of want to have that ability in there. This is once again another thing that is just out of control with my feature creep here. Let's do this. How to export from Godot. Where you need to. This is like basically just a note for myself. In Godot, I think the binary embed pack was what I was doing. I'm gonna move this over to the other window here and go make in Godot export. What is this under? This is under project export. I guess we could put some spaces in here, right? I don't know if I like that. No, I don't. Under project export, go over here. Make sure bed pack is checked. These are kind of just notes to myself. But this is going to be public, so I got to remember that. Then we're going to want... I think that's it. And the export path goes somewhere that is not in the project, because I was having this go into the project for a while and it would fuck shit up. That it is not in the project folder. So there was that, and then we need to make copy over. Well, this is going to be first, actually. Copy over the map folder from the project to the, we'll put this down here, actually. To the folder you are compiling the game, you are exporting the game to. All right, I think we just need that. We're going to delete this, though, and this. You know what? Let's delete that, and we'll copy it over, just to make sure that nothing's changed. I did like 2 exports like very quickly a while ago, and I didn't have, my memory was good enough. We're going to copy this over, not drag it. Let's copy it. Let's copy and paste it into here. And what is this under? It's just under my, straight underneath there. All right. Bring this back over. Project. It's already open. It's open over here, but it doesn't, let's cancel this and do it again. Export. This is all checked. Export. Project. Click export project. We don't want this other one, if I remember correctly. I don't think we want this one unless we're, yeah, this is just so we want export. I thought it was export all for some reason. Well, we'll find out here. And hopefully, I don't think this has ever like lagged out my system. But we'll find out. I don't know if I was on C# 8.0 either. 2 of these open. One is inside the project. All right, so here's our new thing here. And fingers crossed that we should see a bunch of console shit, but we don't want to see any red console shit, except I put some red stuff in there. We don't see any, so this is the build thing didn't happen, which I was pretty sure that wasn't going to happen. The thing where the error we were getting that was before, because it's got to build it before it does this. So we have a bunch of garbage that I should probably clean that up. But let's assign some research. Can I have this in the background? Man. The fuck was that? It's like I clicked on the X button and it's choking. We don't have an exit button. Oh yeah, it's crashed. Close the program. That's not a good sign. Then what we'll do is we'll click around first to make sure. That could have been just something weird. All I wanted to do was have this in the background so I clicked research. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna test everything. Okay, so there's a bug. I thought we took care of this bug. I wonder how that happened. I think, oh, look, it just says rainbow in there. I think what that is, I bet you the researcher, no, I don't know. We'll figure that out though. Is that happening? Let's just spawn somebody here just for the fuck of it and like move them. And we'll move them somewhere else too. We're kind of just looking for. All right, so the bug. Oh, that one, the red one, the rainbow one doesn't work, but red ones work. All right, so let's stop this. This isn't. We're not gonna export a broken, or we're not gonna push the main with broken code here. We got an hour and a half though. Hopefully, I can figure that out. I think it's probably the population is also uh, researching it, completing it. And I thought about putting like a check if this thing's already in there, don't do it. Don't add it in. So what did I do? I assigned a researcher. The other thing it could be doing is the faction. Yeah, so there's two of them again. Uh, we just added a faction thing. Actually, did we put in here? This is what we got to do. It's assigning this. Um, it's assigning that regardless of who you are. So we want to go. I wonder if there's any other things that I've missed. So we don't want this to assign here. Why does that? Okay, yeah. So that's an important thing. We're gonna have to have some sort of. In fact, I said, and I have a note somewhere that we need to make this not. I need to stop doing this and just have a method that returns. Uh, so this we need to have this. So this is not going to do it if it's the player because we don't want the player to do it. I think that's what might have been the problem. Maybe that doesn't seem like that would be the problem. I think we got a different one because this was happening the other day too. We did fuck around with research, and they should have nothing in here. Yeah, so nothing's been researched yet. Okay, now it's done. We still have two of them. So what is? Oh, we can get rid of this thing. Mouse. What did I say here? Mouse exited. This thing. And this thing. We don't need that shit anymore. Uh, less things in the log, the better. We don't need this is where it breaks anymore. Well, I guess I'll leave that there. County Improvement Array, complete research. This, though, should tell us something. It doesn't have very good information though in those. Yeah, that's not basic storage has been completed. That's not very helpful. That's the problem with this is you can't search for it. Uh, One of the things we could do is we could make it check to make sure this thing isn't already in the list. The county improvement isn't in there. When it completes the research. I kind of have a feeling though that this has something to do with this faction. I have a feeling it has something to do with this. You know what? This probably has to do with that thing that Wind pointed out yesterday. Is this saved? Let's close this thing. That was under research item data. I said this didn't matter. But I think it does matter to a point. So where did we do that copy yesterday? That copy yesterday was under county improvement data. I'm pretty sure. County improvement data. It doesn't look like, do I not have that open? Doesn't look like I have that open. We don't need this. There's a lot of shit open that I don't need. County dictator, we don't need you. Faction resource data, I don't think, yeah, we don't have, that's a different thing. We don't need that. County. Pretty sure it was this one. Yeah, we need this to be like this. I don't know if this is the actual problem, but we do need this to be different. County improvement. It didn't matter at the time really, but it does. It does matter. I think that's in a list. No, that's an array. This thing's an array. Yeah. So I wonder how I do that. Let's see here. A new. Can I do this? Must have a size. Actually, that's not what we want. We want research item data length. But I don't think we can do it this way. Method name expected. I don't think, is this like this? No. No. Yeah, it's not. That would make it the right size. Let's see how we copy an array. Copy array. Array copy. Is this gonna make it though what we want? Because if I make it a list, I can't drag and drop shit in there. Copy array of elements into what type of, it's always something with this. What type of array is this? I think it's just a standard old array here. Yeah, it's just a standard old, it's not a Godot array, it's just an array of these things. Method name expected. Mm, I want to do, let's do this. C sharp, uh, new array with shit in there. With shit in there. Equals a multiple dimension array. Oh, it just puts it all in there. What happens if I have like I want to make an array with an array, a single dimension array, an array with an array. Let's look at that copy thing, because it might be something that tells me something. Source array, source index, array destination. Man, it was so easy with the one thing. So we have this array that we want to make it a new one because it's just a reference. I don't think this is the current problem that we're having. Maybe I'll go back and we'll just not worry about this right now. I was like, oh, we'll just do this if this is quick and easy, but it is not quick and easy. I got to figure out a better way to do this. What happens if you like duplicate this? Duplicate. Duplicate isn't a thing. What about if I copy it? Copy to? At the starting destination. What is this? So we can go like this. The array, system array, index, but we have to put an array in here. We want it to be a copy. Whoops. Yeah, it doesn't know what the fuck that is. um, Maybe I do it like this. No. +1 over copies all the elements. The index is specified by a 32-bit. Yeah, it doesn't know what that is. It doesn't like that either. Alright, well, we'll stop fucking around with this. I don't think that's this particular issue, but it's some issue. Uh, I could ask ChatGPT and see what it tells me. I keep saying I'm gonna stop fucking around with it, then immediately go back to fucking around with it. Uh, how do I copy this array? It is C sharp. To create a copy of an array, you have a few options: a shallow copy, array clone, deep copy. That's what I want. I want it to copy the objects it references. What is this? Oh, I have to for each that shit? What does the shallow one look like? It duplicates the array itself, but not the objects it references. A deep copy, we have to go through each one. So what if we do this? I think this is what what's his fuck was talking about yesterday. So we go like this. This goes here. Then we get rid of this. It doesn't like this, though. So this is going to make it just a new one that's empty. And then this, object references required. Oh, this is static. And it doesn't like that. Does not contain a constructor that takes one argument. Oh, I think this is wrong. This isn't, this should be, so we created it up here. And then it goes through the array and it copies it like that. Is that right? And then it's going to return this thing. So it's going to copy this one. It already has the new thing up here, and then it copies it down here. Now I'm just curious if we run that, what happens? I'm just digging a hole for myself here because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It happens. Oh, right. I changed this from being static to... Now we're just going to implode. The whole game is just going to fall apart. We're just trying to fix one thing. I think what's happening is the other factions are doing... It's getting assigned to the same... I don't know what the fuck's going on, actually. Let's see. We should have nothing in here, which we have nothing in there. We'll research basic storage. Look at that. It broke it. Research. So yeah, what I was doing there didn't work. What if we go research item data dot county improvements dot duplicate. Oh, we can't duplicate here though for some reasons. For some reason, and we can't copy. Copies all the elements of the current one-dimension array to the specified one. How the fuck does this work? I wonder if copy isn't here. It is source array, destination array. Did you intend to invoke the method? Why does it need... I don't think this is gonna... Well, alright, we'll just do this. We'll put its thing here. Source array is you. We'll put this period down here. We'll get rid of this shit since this busted things. And then we'll... Actually, I want a spacer. Then we'll go... What do you want? Source array? Destination array. Length. Okay. Cannot be accessed with an instance. Qualify with a type name instead. What? Is this thing static? Now it has a different problem. Because this is being called from, this is in here. We need this specific thing that we're getting. Qualify it with a type name instead. I don't know what that means. Qualify with a type name instead. Qualify with a type name instead. I thought I had this. Oh, I do have it zoomed. In C Sharp, you can't access static members with instant syntax. You should do my class, my system. I think what it wants is, can I be accessed with an and qualify? Does it want like this? Is that what they're talking about? No. Yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't. Can I be accessed? Qualify it with a type name instead. My class, my item, property L. Now we're returning something there. I think it's an object reference is required for. I have no idea. I said I was gonna stop fucking with this, but I think it's related. Why? Oh, I was gonna say why did I use an array? But no, I know why. What was the copy to thing? What was this? The one. This one was different. This one. What's your problem? No overload method to take 3 arguments. We need a system array, and then we need an index. So this is the system array that we, oh, no, not right. We want this, and our index is going to be 0. And then we don't want this, though. We want like this. Invalid initializing member declarator. What? um, this probably has to be new. Equals new research, but with a capital R, item data. But let's see what, whoops. Let's see what copy, what chat GPT says. What about copy 2? It's a shallow copy. Yeah, so this has like a new, oh no, it's creating a new one. Only the references, not the actual ops. This didn't work, this deep copy thing. Maybe, you know what we do here, actually? I think what we do here is we get rid of this, and then down here, you get rid of this. Does not contain a constructor. Man, what a pain in my ass. Assuming has a copy constructor, a method to clone itself. Assuming it doesn't. It doesn't. County improvement data. Actually, it does. It does have a way. So this actually, let's see here. We don't need, this is where the way we need to do this. For we go, so this is going to do the first one, then we go research item datas, county, yeah, I dot new copy. Oh, it doesn't like that though. Because this is a static one. Oh, it does have that. We need to put something in here though. We need to put in this thing needs to go in here. And then we need to go county improvement data, new copy, that thing, like this. And then for each of those, but we need to initialize this thing. So I think that was part of our problem here is we needed to like have an initialization of this thing. This needs to equal, that's what it was trying to get me to do over here. A new county improvement data's, no, a new county improvement. I feel like I should know this because I fucked around with arrays a bunch for a while, but then I kind of they're only useful. They're pretty useful, but then also not that useful, if that makes sense. Uh, so this thing should be when we make this new. I feel like this is already being initialized. Because on here we don't tell it it's any, it's getting initialized from the inspector. So we do need to make this. Why do I not know how to do anything? Some days, especially new array. Some days I just don't know how to do anything. I can't. Okay. So new. Okay. So we go to here. New. The fuck was this thing? I'm gonna take a break in a second here. New county improvement data brackets research item data count. Yeah. Here we go. Then we put a comma at the end. It already has one. So this one should have, and then it's going to go through and make a new copy of with our new copy thing, because that was also a problem. It's probably not going to work, but we'll give it a shot. Inspectorized. It is inspectorized. Joker, how's it going? Shut up, right? When I was going to take a break. There was something I was going to ask you, but I forgot what it was. I forget what it was. Yeah, this bus is busted then. Hmm. And I did say I wasn't going to keep messing with this, but then here I am. What does this bug actually say, though? Object reference not set. Update possible buildings. Number of people working. I love myself. I love old man naps. Uh, Number of people working at county improvement. All right, we'll put that. No, that list part, I've already fixed that. We already won the wars. We've won all the wars. But all right, I'm gonna go take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 15 minutes here. 15, 5 minutes. 15 would be nice though, right? There's a nap for you. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back, and I see a review of a seller person. So let me turn on my music and then annihilate them. They must be annihilated, right? Let's see when this person, 2021, poor person, report them. Bot selling viewers. Submit report. Block the person. I feel bad for the original, whoever originally owned that account. They probably don't give a shit. All right, man. Have a good night, good day, good existence. All right, I'm gonna put this back to how it was before we were getting this issue. I don't know why it would get this issue that it's not actually copying this stuff. Except maybe I didn't. It would give me a bug though. I can't stop thinking about it, you know? It has this thing here, then it goes through all these and does this. I wonder if GD print I guess county improvement. Got 2 spaces in there. Nope, only 1 space. And I put a $sign at the front, so I don't actually need I dot improvement name period. I had to comment out some whatchamacallits, some tornadoes, some wavy tornadoes. Not because they were bad, but they were they were just all over the place. You know? They were all over the place. They were tornadoing over yeah, exactly. They were wave tornadoing over the thing. What are we looking for here? County improvement 13.6. What the fuck is that? County improvement. Did I put length? Oh, I did put length. I meant to put their name. Their name length I got in there. I didn't even know I could do that. Let's start this over. County Improvement Researcher's Office. County Improvement. This is copying them over. County Improvement converted. Fisher's Shed. So it should have converted warehouse researcher's office. Then it starts over. So that's working. That's actually copying these over to this thing. I wonder why it craps out though when we go to here. It's when I click that button, this thing pops up. um, it's weird. I have on my other, I have a mechanical keyboard on my other thing, and switching between the two to this like I have like an old school Microsoft keyboard. I don't think I can hold this up, and it's just like a normal old school, and switching between the two, I often have like I'm off a row. So you know what's weird about that? The typewriter key, that's the goddamn, that keyboard is so loud. Surprised people can't hear me typing away on it. So I wonder if the issue actually is that when this copy's over, at this particular time, there's nobody in here. Like if there's nothing in here. What happens if there is nothing in this list when it is copied over? When you create a new list with the constructor that takes another, such as behavior depending on whether the source has elements or not, is empty, it will also be an empty list. That's what I want. It doesn't. The loud keyboard doesn't make me feel elegant. um, they'll be shallow copied. Summary: the new list will be empty, which is what we want. But when it gets to, it tries to count it over here. Where was I? Update possible buildings labels. When it tries to count it, it doesn't exist. Hmm. There's, it is. It doesn't know how to speak nicely. Uh, I'm so in this particular place, I wonder if I'm just going down a rabbit hole of wasting my time here. This could be a rabbit hole of time wasted. Uh, I could just go back to how this was and not worry about it for now, because it didn't used to matter. And the problem is that something else is getting added to the list. So let's just put this back, I guess. Did I mess with anything else in here? I don't think I did. I guess I'll just do this part. Let's comment this out for now. We might have to come back to this. I don't know what this thing's called, this part of this thing. But what we're going to do, this was an attempt at deep copying the array. And then we'll put this back up here. County improvement datas. Then we'll run this to make sure that we're not getting that bug. Yeah, I don't know if it was deep enough. It's like 6 layers deep or something. But that one should have been copying it, and it did solve our other issue yesterday when we were having that. So it was when we clicked here. Was this always so squished? I think it was. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what that is because it gets copied later. So duplicated later. So we do this. Speed this up here. Just patiently waiting. And then we get 2 of these again. So wonder why we're getting 2 of those. We want to have completed in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 War is not happening today. We're hoping to. I'm exported it once, so we're done. We were done with everything, and then I exported it. And I think what's happening is there's some sort of something. So it's not the export wasn't the issue, but when I fixed the last thing, something else broke. And that's what I'm trying to figure out because we fixed this at one point. I wonder, like I said, if there's just a way. So on here, it used to have research has been completed. Research. Basic storage has been completed. It seems to be that it's happening twice again, but I'm not quite sure how we can figure that out. Uh, what's going on here? Zoom enabled. I need that. Yeah, it's hard to, it's part of the programming process. So let's see here. What else did I move around? This isn't going to tell us anything. Yeah, the zoom was not in a good. Basic production. They're all doing basic production because of their engineering. And then this one's having them do research. So this is where they're researching stuff. Where are they completing? Here we go. The shipbirds have completed. Have completed. Have completed. Well, we didn't complete all that stuff though. um, wish I had more coffee. Nothing is checked. So nothing should be, they shouldn't have completed all of this stuff. Yeah, it's not completed. So I think the issue is we added this thing. At the faction AI level, we added this thing. If it's not equal to idle, it returns. It goes through each one of these and it says if this research is not done, it assigns them this research thing. This is going to happen when this is going to happen at day's start. We could put this here. Whoops, we need this to be faction name, research, blah, 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 research amount done. We could put that there as like a kind of see what's going on because it's got to be this thing because this is what I added. Then we go and we check for hero research. Before it was always researching 2, and a lot of times that was checked off. So then it checks for research, hero research, and this was a thing that I was gonna do that I thought we fixed this. I thought this was already fixed. And it's not saying that it's completing it. It should say if a hero is completing it, it should be there. So it's possible. But then, all right, let me think here. If we run this for longer than other things, we should get like a bunch of like research. We should get bunches and bunch of research items. But we're all like more than 2. We're only getting 1. I saw something about basic production. There's that thing. Yeah, we're only getting two, and we're getting two of each, but we're not getting uh, multiple, so it's not, something else weird is going on. What about our amount of research that we put in here? I think the reason, let's look here. I have an idea. I think it might be having an issue because there's nothing that's researched at start. This is the first time I turn that off completely. So if there's nothing there, I think it might be having an issue. It should be or not blank. We have research office. We'll assign, it doesn't really matter for this test, but we'll assign some research. We'll wait until the research is done. So it's adding it in twice when we complete one thing, from what I can tell. The problem is, you know what we could test actually? This is an easy test. We go to faction, we go to day start, and we say this just, we do nothing here to see if this is what's fucking shit up. Because that is the one thing that we messed with. And then if it is, we can narrow it down. We're so close to being able to export this, though. Maybe we'll do that first thing on next weekend. If we assign nothing, let's see. We just do nothing. What happens here? Fucking shit up is the way to go. Okay, so that, let's do this research as a sign here. And then we go back to our 8 speed and we wait for this to be completed. This is completed. Okay, so the new thing we created is not the problem. There's something else that was going on that we must have missed. It's probably when we're making that copy of the research item. So it's not this. It's something else is firing it twice. So let's look when we look at research item data. We complete our research. We add this event. If the faction equals that, you know, there was another time that we had completed research, but that's the only time we got it now. If this is greater than 0, we copy, what the fuck is this? No, this is the thing where we're copying this is what we want. Is this to copy over all of the things here? Yeah. Add county improvement to all. What does this thing do? Oh, it won't let me do the control click anymore. I don't know why. Sometimes it just doesn't let me do that. So this is under faction data. Add county improvement. And then later it will let me. So it adds, for each county data in county's faction owns, it adds, it duplicates this. This is where we were messing with stuff yesterday. all county improvements, add. I thought we rewrote this to be new copy. I thought duplicate was, I thought the whole reason we did this here was like a new copy here. A boo copy? And then we were going like this. This one is a static, I think, though. We go like this. Because duplicate wasn't working. So we wrote this thing. For each county, so add county improvements to all county improvement data, or to all county improvements. So this is in the faction. For each county data in the county's faction's own, we add this in here. This is wrong. We're getting this twice because we don't need this for each anymore. We just need it to add it in here. Add county improvement to all county improvements. This is at the faction level now. Yeah, I guess so. So this is at the faction level. Yeah. And so before this was getting added to the county, and I think duplicate probably was fine. It was working, but we did write all this other shit. This is not going to work though, but we can change this to faction data. What are we in? We're in faction data, so we can just go faction name. We just go whatever, faction name. So this will show like this, and we have a rainbow. What was your tornado? We'll have a rainbow tornado. Tornado. Here we go. But no waves. Yeah. I think that was the problem. I'm wondering if we need to put that in back to duplicate though. I don't feel like duplicate was working. We wrote all that shit yesterday, and then like I think we wrote all that shit for that particular part, and then we didn't like implement it for it. So here we go. The Shipbirds Researcher Office has been added. Faction. It's basically unreadable. I thought I was gonna cough, then I didn't cough, and then I coughed. All right, so that's working there. Ugh. Now we have two of them. So this is still happening twice. Add. This has been added. AI Faction 1 Basic Research. It says it completes it. And then this says it completes it again, which is strange. Oh, because this actually isn't in here. Let's go back to where this was. This was in here. For each county improvement, it does this. If the length is bigger than this, for each county improvement and county improvement data, which there could be, research has been completed is above this, and this only puts it in here if it's the player faction. And we haven't done anything yet, so that's too early to do that. This is part of that weird bug. And this should only be happening twice, or sorry, once, because it isn't part of this. So this is better. If this is bigger than this, we go faction data equals the faction ID. Where are we getting this faction ID from? This is in our research. It's already up here. Okay, so it's the faction ID of this. This is where it breaks. I took that out. Add county to improvements. So then, whoops. Now it will let me click through. Counties faction owns. Totally worthless at this point. It's passing in this. It adds it in here. We're doing this new copy thing. It was duplicate, but I think it has to be the new copy. We want the county improvement to be a copy that we're adding in here, not a broken piece of shit. And then this should be just alphabetizing it by name. And then this thing's the tornado. Let's look at the tornado here. You know what, though, that's weird, is there is only one tornado per faction. See, there's 3, there's shitbirds. Three, 2, 1. What happens if there is only one, but we're making 2 on accident? When we're opening this up, maybe it had a different thing. Maybe that for each county bullshit is in there too. It shouldn't be, but I mean, obviously. County improvement control. Create improvement button. We have a new copy happening here too. That goes into that. What is this thing above this doing? It's instantiating. For each county improvement in this list, it adds it in there. List of county improvements. These should go to different spots. This is on the left. So that, and this worked for a minute. Possible improvements. So this is the side one. What are we copying? Okay, so that's just the county improvement data. Gets assigned there. It adds it in. Well, this would go on it would be on the other side if that was the problem. I wonder, because like I did. What else did I change in here? I didn't actually mess with that much stuff. They were just like little things. Yeah, that's all the only research item data. Faction AI. We did this thing. Check if research done is false. It just assigns them that thing. And we disabled that and it didn't cause a problem. What about in county here? What did we do? We moved check for construction up. This was just, we changed that one thing, but we've already checked that. Faction generation. What did we do here? We made that lowercase because it's not static, but we could make it static. And that's pretty much, we checked it on every single thing I went through. Since yesterday. And it was working, and earlier today we tested it and it was working. So it's something I've done today where it's adding this to the list twice. So where would we, how would we, so that's this one gets completed at the very beginning. It's weird that this one says like basic storage, complete research after it. Because it's not. Let's close these things. Let's go back to our complete research thing. Complete research. Research name. Maybe it's like copying over. I don't know. Maybe it's what I was thinking is like maybe it's copying. Oh, now we got a bug. Oh, is it the dumb one? Yeah, it's the dumb one. Basic storage, basic production. So there's another complete research. What? If we start the game from scratch, that'd be so much work, weren't we? Okay, so this one. Oh, that's the one above the thing. We don't give a fuck about that one. Basic production, basic storage. Look at this. So this one. What the fuck's going on here? Uh, Amount of research done. Cost of research. I was trying to see if like something weird was going on here. Maybe when we like made a copy, it's pointing at the wrong thing. It is not. I was thinking like if these were swapped or something, it would be a problem. Is research done? Maybe. I think the problem's got to be with something we did yesterday. Uh, but the thing is, when it's hitting this complete research, basic researching, county improvement array count is 0. Let's look at that new copy that we made yesterday. Create county improvement buttons. Let's double check this new copy as well, I guess. That there's no fuck ups here. Status, resource generation amounts, description, name, number built, work, skill, because we did change some stuff. Influence, amount of current amounts. Current amount of construction. It's copying over both these. I wonder if that's going to be a problem because this is a getter setter. It's going to fire that getter setter. Current amount of construction. All that it's not gonna that's not gonna affect what we're doing though. I don't think. County resource types. Do we have one of those happening in amount of research done is copying over? And it would fire this off, but it would do that. It's got to be something in here. Oh, well, we had this. This is a problem. And that was from something that I was fucking with just a minute ago, I'm pretty sure. Wait, was that the problem? Was that a problem? Go back to this. Yeah, this is where I was doing that deep whatever. The not deep. It wasn't deep enough. So now, so look at this is now actually, even at start, it's making 2 copies of this. So something we're doing is wrong with, it's adding something on here twice is what's happening. This is where it breaks. It's adding in, see, like it's completing it twice. It actually thinks it's completing other stuff too. It shouldn't be cleaning. This is where it breaks, though. I don't even see this. This is where it breaks. That's only happening once. Let's go back and look at this thing, because maybe this is set up to, what does this do? Maybe this is doing something strange. Because I did change that yesterday. What I did is I just changed the name. What does this do? ChatGPT wrote this, so. Is a new alphabetic list assigned back to this. So after this line will contain the same elements, but does it duplicate? Does it duplicate the elements? It shouldn't. No. Okay, but you know what we could do? Is, that's unimportant right now. We can test this very easily to see what it's doing. Stupid county improvements. All right, so it's not that thing. The other way we were doing this was, the original way was county improvement duplicate, and it wasn't working specifically. We need another one of these, and we need to cast it. And we need to, what's your problem? We don't need this. No, we do. What is your problem? Expected a thing. Add. There we go. Let's run that, see what it does. Because though I changed that in the middle of doing this. Okay, that had no effect. Something is fucking shit up, is the problem. We're going to cut this. We're going to do this. We're going to go like this. So this one is the tornado one. and it's only doing it once. I have a feeling like it's something like this is just duplicating it twice when we open that up, but I thought we looked at that. Let's look at it one more time here. What if we like take this out? Maybe something else in this is throwing shit off. We don't care about the other stuff right now. We can test it without that other stuff. And maybe that's part of the problem is something we did there. I don't know if I tested it after that. It's not that. So then for each county improvement in the list of county improvements, player faction, all county improvements, it goes through everyone in that list and it makes a new copy. What we could do is we could test this again. Maybe our new copy is gone south. We could go. Yeah, the breakpoint doesn't work. I have to make that my Visual Studio work with that. County, what we want is county improvement data duplicate. Whoops. How would that even work though? Because we don't know uh we don't know what's like how would we put a breakpoint in there to know when it's causing it? I guess we could put it in the top when the thing pops up. We put a break there. Oh, this is just that stupid one again. All right, so it's not the duplicate thing here either. Or the new, whatever. This would tell us something. If we said, list of county improvements. Counts is what we would want. This would tell us if whatchamacallit, if there are two of them in there. What is this? What was that error? So it's already in there. There are two in there. And here it says they're completing it twice. No, I know that would be but it happens on like if there are none in there, that would be a horrible, I mean, that's a good idea, but that's not the case. It's weird to me that it's saying that it's completing this research up here. It says it complete research, basic production. County improvement array count is 0 though. Faction data research item count 1. Faction data research. I wonder if we have like something checking an old list. all county improvements, and then this is from here, this is from here, and it was saying, so this is already, this list is already at 2 by the time we get to there. So there's, it's definitely something's being applied to the list. What if we say, I'm just going to comment this out because now we should have nothing in there. We should have nothing in here at all. Maybe when that thing's checked now, it's happening twice. Okay. So how is it adding this in here? So somewhere, so what the problem is that there's somewhere there's some old code that's adding stuff when that's checked or something. So the way we would find that is we would go, it's called all, let's go in, I guess we can't go in here. There's some old code in here is what's going on. We're going to search for this. It's probably add county improvements to all county improvements is in here twice, but here, what the fuck is this? Here it is. Add county improvements. This is in faction generation. Where are you at, my friend? This has to exist because when the research is marked complete in faction generation, the counties don't exist. That is true, but this doesn't matter anymore because we're not saving this. Where is this thing? Add county improvements. Then we go back to, so that did used to count, but now that we're storing that at the faction level, Jesus Christ. Then we need to go back to our research item. Actually, let's just run it like this. We'll leave this right here. And we should now have nothing. We should have nothing. Nothing should be, we should never be able to get a county improvement right now. Jesus Christ. You ever had those friends that have like weird, okay, there's nothing in there, that have weird, Boskins, thank you for the follow. Uh, Bunches of weird ways to cuss, like religiously accepted ways to cuss. All right. So then if we put this thing back in, oh wait, did I hit my follower goal? Thank you, Boskins. I'm at 70 now. Let me do something. I don't have any like gifts or anything. Where's my goal? No, it's a real thing. I don't know where my goal is. I was gonna update it, but oh, here we go. We were on 69 for quite a while. I don't know. All right, thank you for getting me into the next step and off 69. All right, let's see if this works now. I can't believe that old code was there. I mean, I can. And it made, I remember writing it like last weekend or something. And because we couldn't do it, but then I moved the thing. There we go. So then let's actually research something to test this a little bit more. HeCube, blame HeCube. We're just gonna let this go. I think this should be, yeah, it's done now. There we go. It's working. All right, let's go back to this faction generation though and blow away this code. Oh, I think I closed faction. There it is. When I say blow away this code, let's just comment it out for now. Summary. Now let's just get rid of it. Let's just get rid of it. And let's get rid of this. I'm confident that this is okay. Now we're back to we can export this. Let me delete that everything. And I like to delete, just have a clean thing here. Fuck am I going here? I'm too far. Hey, Bumblebite, how's it going? Hello and goodbye. So that's why when I watch other streamers, like I almost always just lurk, is because sometimes it's only like 2 minutes, and I hate to be like, hey, bye. I should probably say hello at least. What are we doing? We're going to here. We're going to here. We're going to here. We're going to. We're gonna need. We don't need this anymore, but we're gonna need something there. We're gonna delete these 3 things. We're gonna go to here. Export. It should remember from what because I did it a few minutes ago. How was your Sunday, Bumblebite? Or Olive Chat? How was Olive Chat's Sunday? All right, I guess it's done already. We're going to run this. It's kind of a bummer that the rainbow tornado doesn't work on here. The red stuff does, though. Then I guess we'll just, like, kind of click around. Uh-oh. Game has crashed. So this actually is not the first time this has happened. When I exported it earlier, the first time I ran it did this, and it had to do with me clicking around on this console thing. It's weird though. Look, it's total time to generate. Oh, I guess it's just in the back. No, what is this in the? I don't even know how we would check this. We need this to stop though. I don't give a shit. Maybe the export wasn't done. It's kind of large. Whoops, I didn't want to run that one. Parents, my mom visited like a month ago or something. She was just in town for like 4 hours, and we just went to lunch. It was interesting. Maybe it wasn't done exporting. Like this, I didn't look. You know what? Let's do this. Let's cancel this. Let's delete this. It's nice having parents visit. I wouldn't want to live with my parents. I'm glad to not be, Let's save this. I have a feeling it has something else that's the problem. Go over here. It looks like it's done though. Maybe this hasn't like let go of it. You know how like sometimes programs hold on to things? But this happened last time. Is that when I clicked on something, it choked and died. It was research though. Oh, nice. Are your parents grandchild crazy? My parents, that's all they talk about is my sister's kids. They're like obsessed, man. They want to tell me everything. They told me that one of them has started programming, and I was like, "Oh, what is she learning?" And they're like, "We don't know what it's called. Maybe you could help her." And I was like, "I totally would, but if I didn't know what it's called." And then they're like, "Do you want us to?" Then we had the lunch or whatever I was talking about, And then she's like, "Do you want me to call you with the name of that thing?" And I was like, "Sure." Like they just want yes. Um, they don't just they just want like they I don't know. It's um they're really into it. They spend a lot of time also. Oh no, okay. They spend a lot of time too with the kids, the grandkids. Let's spawn one of these guys, have 'em move around. I don't know what to do about that thing where it just chokes every once in a while. Like I don't know. Should I care? Is that a thing? We got some. See, there's a red one. All right, I think this is working. I don't know what to do. Like I said, let's restart it like 3 times and see if we can get it to choke. That's like, you ever see that in like a Steam review for a video game where like it has generally really good or okay reviews, but then there's somebody in there who's like, this fucking thing crashes every time I start it. I don't want to be that guy with the thing crashing every time it starts. Let's run the other one too. It seems to be somewhat related to when I was clicking, like when it happened before, I clicked research, and this time I clicked county improvements. Maybe it's like something is happening too fast. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I definitely don't want to be that guy. And every Windows computer is different these days, but it's still like, I forget what game was that I saw that was somewhat large. They just released an update that was kind of like, if you use this processor, it's your fucking problem if the game crashes. And I was like, they put it very nicely, but I was just like, are you kidding me? That's unacceptable. All right, so we're done with that. So we can do this. We can push to main, which I've been wanting to do forever. I gotta pee really bad, and I've just been like sitting here squirming. Uh, so what did we fix? Uh, faction. Well, what did we do today? I guess I gotta go from memory. Fixed a faction, a county improvements bug, and made the faction AI research the first available research, organized for the next part. That's what we did. It like an hour or something, an hour and a half in, I was like, we're gonna be done early. I should have something else planned. We were not done early. All right, now I gotta remember how to do this since it's been so long. We gotta go to Git. We gotta go to manage branches. We gotta delete this one. I know, I'm right on the edge here. Localization start, we gotta delete that. We don't need that crap. We can delete this one. I hope. I should have done that after I merged. Then I think we merge main. No, we gotta double click this, if I remember correctly. Then we right click this one and we merge this into main. It's gonna merge 160 files. Then we sit here and we cross our fingers here that there's nothing fucking whack at the top. Then we need to push. Uh, this is just going to be an overview of what we just did. We're going to... I don't see that. Don't tell me that. I don't see any merge issues. I hope. Sometimes like you get those weird stash changes that where you have to like go through and like something went wrong. Like you know when that happens is if you don't push your most recent code and it gets all fucked up. Uh, so I guess I don't know what you're actually supposed to merge. That's like Nurgle. Merge what you're actually supposed to put here. Merged. Like is this a are you supposed to summarize everything or just say what you because it's gonna tell you. I'm gonna summarize what we did. Set up population working and basic and some research. Oh, it doesn't want me to commit. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't need to put shit here. I just need to push this up here. It's been so long, I forgot. Then we'll go back to here. All right, then we have this. Then I need to do a new release. And I gotta make a new tag though. And I do that every time I do this, where I'm like, how the fuck do I do this? Uh, we gotta go to, I gotta compress this thing though. This needs to all be compressed into one thing. And then back to here. It's not that. This I do the same exact thing every time. This is going to be 0.0.3. Draft a new release. Release title version. Choose a tag. Find or create a new tag. 0.0.3. And then this was going to be called 2D. I wanted to rename this. I think it puts that thing. We can always delete it. Generate notes. Right. I think we can. And push a new build to the releases page. Wait, can you push a new build to there? Um, you know, I was paying for a thing and I think I canceled it. And maybe that's why it won't let me upload this thing. It's 96. 99 on my side, but I guess that's it's doing the real math. Hmm. How did I do this other one? It should have been relatively similar size. I haven't added any graphics or anything. It's 90. This one's 93. Research is working, though. Spare and people will select jobs. What? I think it was because I paid for that other thing where I can upload stuff. I was talking about this on my Discord here. What are you doing? What you doing? Uh, oh, because I merged. Well, let's double check that nothing seriously insane just happened. and I switch to main. I think generally you want to close that when you merge, but I always forget. And if it just implodes and dies, then we'll know we have a different problem. I think this exact thing happened last time, and I was like, how do I figure out if this has all my changes? Well, we know it does because that's there. Yeah. All right. So we can close this thing. We're done with this part. My translations have changed? That's strange. We'd actually... I bet you... I was talking about this in my other... I think it's a workspace. It's right here. How the fuck did I do this? So you gotta delete all of the... Get out of there. Get out of there. With this 2D fuck you. We'll do it differently. Oh, I gotta do it this way. Somehow so I created this like years ago, this mod list. It's just that it takes so long to download and get all of these mods ready for Star Sector that I just started keeping a copy of them on my computer, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll just upload it all to GitHub, so if anyone sees me streaming, they can just download exactly the mods I'm using. And so this is like I started working on this last night, around midnight. It's gonna kick in here. This will somehow kick in. Yeah, so it was it was the 24th and then the 25th. But this has so many. I think it's gonna say that if I try to upload it, I don't know why it always takes so long on this one to get its act together. But I think I need to pay for the thing. I bet you if I go back to this, it will say it's like $5 a month. So it's not out of control. GitHub only 25 megs. You need to upload greater files. GitHub LFS. I think that's what I need to do, but I'm not going to hold you guys hostage while I just dick around with this, and I also got to go to the bathroom really bad, so I'm going to call it a day. We pushed the code to main. I'll get a release done. Oh, here's this thing's finally appeared. It has 23,000 changes. I'm not even done. I've updated all through here. I'm adding in stuff. I'm like, oh my god. Stinko Winks, how's it going? I was just calling it a day. I pushed a main. That's all that matters, right? And then I'm gonna fix. I'm not gonna do that right now, though. It isn't all that matters. Or yes. And I gotta figure out. I think the issue is I stopped paying for this. But I gotta upload the zip file. Oh yeah, yeah. I feel the same. My timing is usually we were talking about. I'm always on time, but I feel like my timing is terrible. So, but yes, I'm calling it a day. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will talk to you next week, and I'm probably